According to Tasm News citing IRGC spokesperson, they say that Trump's claim of backchannel talks with the IRGC is delusional, stemming from defeat.
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
Alrighty then, mic check. Good morning, good morning. It's Mentorship Monday. Let's get the full auto going here. We have 1 minute till 9 o'clock, so we might have a little jolt here right at the top of the hour. And we're gonna go through our checklist here this morning. Let me pull back to the full screens here. Let's get the full auto going.
63% August 14th.
Let's see if I can do it before they get to the top of the hour here, right at 9 a.m. I like to have this going here on a Monday morning right before 9. There we go. I did it. We have 30 seconds. And just like that, very easily got the full Autobots running up top. Don't forget, I am locked in at $1,150. The bots will lock in there for me. And it's $1,150 because I want to lock in 1,000, but that we'll take into account commissions and slippage. And yeah, let's get into our checklist here this morning and all that good stuff here. Any second now, we're about to get a little jolt. Let's see what happens top of the hour here. Let's see what kind of move we get. We need to go through Tide, Wave, and all that fun stuff. I've got Tide green, Wave red. So longs and shorts are on here this morning. Now we need the nerd plus the arrow. Right over here, looks like nerd side currently red, arrow also red. So looking for a short here any moment. And we'll go through those steps here this morning. If you're brand new with us, welcome aboard. A little bit of a little late here this morning, so different opening. We're having a hard time finding people who want to work. It's weird. So if that's you, if you want to work, come reach out to me on DMs. Hopefully you are active in our community already. That's one of the things that we do want to look for in new hires. We want to have people who are excited about ALGO Box. But also people who want to show up to work. Apparently that's hard to get people to do these days. It's very, very odd. Anyhow, if I think a lot of people's jobs are getting replaced by AI, and then the people that claim they want to work, then they don't show up to work. It's weird. It's hard for me to understand. I don't know. I'm come from a different generation, I guess, but we are in this age of let me. I need to brush my teeth. Like, what? Okay. I was busy cleaning my house. What do you mean? Like, okay. Well, you show up to work and showed up to work in 3 days. What? It's becoming a comedy show. It actually is. It's kind of funny. But it's not funny. It's not funny. Let's see. We got a Gartley here. There's my ready DD. All right, I'm gonna toe on the water right here. This is we got a Gartley, I got a crab, so I got two structures here. We did just get an RTFA event as well. I've got currently strong sell. Arrow is red. We were just outside of the fiddle zone. I will need a little bit of a wider stop because we just kind of dipped back inside the fiddle zone right there. So we'll see. I'm going to zoom in to the chart here. Don't forget, trading is risky and all that business. Now we're kind of hopping right into a trade here, but we are going to be walking through all the fun stuff too. All right, so I'll pull up the checklist here in just a moment. If you go into our Discord chat, even if I'm late here, you can go through the checklist, and there we go. So type exclamation mark checklist, and that checklist will pop up on the left-hand side there for you. But it is that easy. Even if you're showing up late, you know, we can come in here and grab a little bag here. That's what I'm looking for here this morning. Right now, potentially 50 tick target 1 and target 2. Do we have the nerd and the arrow with us? We don't have the arrow with us anymore. We do have the nerd, but we did just get a green arrow moments ago. So technically we don't have the arrow anymore. Let me zoom all the way in on that. So we did just shift right there. You see that? So we did get a green arrow in there. So gonna be a little bit trickier here, but looking for a T1 and T2 here scenario. I did hear some sellers coming in. I'm gonna add in on that Seuss, and I'll be taking some off at target 1. We'll see if we can get all the way down to target 2, but right here we did just get a green arrow. So no trade is absolutely guaranteed, but we have our trade opportunity sitting right here. Ready DD. We also have a delta shift as well, but is that delta shifting to the positive now? Because we did have a big spike down in red, and now we're starting to come back up on the green side. So I'm concerned that right now, pre-market, that the bulls might be starting to kind of get warmed up here this morning. We do have tide green, wave red, so bulls and bears are at least on, but the moment in time is based on what's coming in on the higher time frame and lower time frame charts.
4 nautical miles south of Murillo, Somalia.
It's 9:04. Okay, I'm hearing some sellers try to come in there, but they're just kind of getting popped back up every time they're popping in.
UKMTO says cargo vessel was boarded by 8 armed unauthorized persons.
All right, I'm going to close it out. I'm going to take the loss here to start here this morning. This is not what I wanted it to do. I wanted to kind of go straight down, starting to hear buyers start to step in there, and we went back and forth twice now. We were red arrow, we went green, we had red, so I'm excited we're going to continue on, and then a green has showed back up, and I start to hear buyers step in here. So I'm just going to take a loss here on this very first play here, try to get in on the Scarlet area, but too much action there. going on, delta shift, so they are starting to come in and take this up here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the loss on trade number 1, and that will lead me over to kind of going ahead, and I'm going to get through our checklist here this morning. So trade number 1, by the way, if you are brand new with us, so I'm looking for 5 trades here this morning. My first trade here is a loss, so I'll go ahead and mark this up, but I've got my game plan here this morning. I'm going to be looking for 5 trades across the board plus a bonus, but within those 5, I actually want to hit a winner chicken dinner. You'll hear us talk about that a lot around here. 2 winners within 5 should be enough to put chicken dinner on the table. That's the way that I like to approach the video game here. So trade number 1 is done for a red here so far. Let me get through the checklist. Some of these I have done already before I came on the live stream, such as the data feed connection, so I've already got that going. Hardware, let's check to make sure that my hotkeys are working. Yes, got the checklist. I'm sorry, got the hotkeys there on our checklist. Day of the week, we are on Monday. Time of day, we are still about 20 minutes from the US Open. And one of those things on a Monday, I need to check our wave chart. Let's get that locked in. I'm gonna hop into the premium chat here. And we ran the optimizations last night. So since I'm gonna be trading NQ discretionary, I wanna know what NQ is. NQ this week is 44, so 44 range, boom. There we go, lock that in, and still same thing here. We are currently red, and we're at the very bottom of the channel here on the optimized range. Very wide channel, which is awesome. We're gonna have some great trade opportunities likely here this morning. We are coming off the bottom here. We have the up 2 finger coming in and a green dot as well. So not surprised that this move is continuing to push up there. So that first trade there, not quite working out the way that I wanted to, just a little bit too slow there this morning to get a good play in there. It kind of went a few ticks in my favor there, but just was not the time to try to hold through on that one there. Just go ahead and pull it, and let's finish out our list here, and especially because I'm kind of running late. Got a few things on the no list, got a lot of things on my mind there with some of our folks not showing up to work. It's kind of hard, so I'm doing other people's jobs again. It's a thing. Let's see, holidays, earnings, don't need to worry about that. Gears, VIX, we're good there. We just talked about the width of that move. We got plenty of space here. We've got Tide and Wave locked in there. Now, that wave is potentially, if this continues to push up here, this may shift us into green territory here. Right now, the wave is right, but it's almost flat. So this is about to tilt here. And this may shift to green, where there may be no short opportunities here this morning if that goes green. So that's going to be my first thing to eyeball here. Right now we have Tide and Wave red, but this bounce off of the bottom here, if that kind of really makes its way up here, then if that channel shifts and changes to green, then it will be long side only. Currently, Nerd still showing us red over here on the left. Oh, you guys can't see that because I got to finish out the checklist. Let me save workspace here. I just changed that one chart to a 44. Last week was 41. This week is 44. So if you were locking in your charts here like me, a little bit late here this morning, if you're trading NQ, 44. Let's pull this over here. So if you are trading any of the other instruments here, if you are new, don't trade NQ. That's my general advice there. It's a little bit too wild, and you're going to need some extra space to be able to work on NQ. NQ is a wild child. Give RTY a try. So if you are on RTY here this morning as a new trader or trading in the trader funding space, RTY or the Dow, one of these two, slows it down a little bit. More muted moves. RTY is 27. YM will be 35 if you are locking in your wave chart there this morning. Don't forget, on Sunday evenings, we post these out in the public chat so that you already have your optimized ranges for the week. We do the optimization for you on that. Contract dates. Yes, we also had crude oil rolling over. Crude, make sure you are on the October contract. I got the notification this morning. NinjaTrader software will automatically kind of give you that notification. We got that there this morning. If you're trading crude oil on full auto, or if you were trading it as your discretionary account, crude oil is now on the October contract. So 10/26 contract for crude oil. Speedometer, Yeah, super slow here this morning. Already telling us too slow. We're going to clear the decks here in just a moment. P&L cadence, distractions, NinjaTrader 8 sounds. They're all good for our checklist. Let's go. So trade number one, little sticky, and yeah, continuing to move up into a zone from last week. I'm going to hit Control R here and remove all my drawing objects from last week. We're starting in on a new week. There's the low and the prior close right there in the same location on a Monday. Also, things do not forget on a Monday, make sure that your lower time frame chart has 3 days of data, because 3 is like 1 on a Monday. Because remember, we need to cross over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday to Friday. To get to Friday, you need to grab Friday's data. So you're going to need to have 3 days of data on this lower time frame chart. So right click, go to data series, make sure that this is set to 3 days right there on a Monday. Now, tomorrow, I'm changing this back to 1 day. Yes, everybody knows that? Type a 1 in the chat if you know. 2 if you're new. And of course, 3 if you're still just here to troll me, because you know, I understand. We understand.
Double delta NQ on the 5.
Here we go. Okay, let's pull the checklist off here and uncover the nerd. Nerd still red here at 850 since 851. It's the last update on that one. Double check all that. Yeah, it looks like yes, RT1 NQ might be shifting up here any moment. She's trying to come off the bottom. Let's see, bots. Oh, in a really good GC gold trade, looks like. One gold trade's up $600 at the moment on full auto. Okay, stair stepper here so far off the bottom. And still red. I'm waiting for the red arrow right now. Same thing. Right now, we're outside the fiddle zone. I like that. When I see that red arrow show up, that will mean I've got a T2 scenario rolling. We are outside the fiddle zone. That's good. Now waiting on that red arrow and then a play. High time frame opportunity, low time frame risk is the name of the game here. It's how I am looking to play. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. We already get everything going with all that there this morning. I think so. We're just a little bit off our game here on Mentorship Monday. Just a few minutes late there coming in, trying to wear the multi hats there this morning. One of our guys is out there this morning on travel, and but the rest of the people not got to show up to work. Apparently, it's hard to show up to work these days. It's tricky. Ironically, if you could show up to work, come see me. Just come send me a DM and like, hey, I'll show up to work. All right, cool. Are you sure? Apparently, showing up to work is around here is roll out of bed, click on your computer or click on your phone. I mean, I don't know. It's we have made it so easy. You work inside of Discord and you work from home in your pajamas. It's a great trade opportunity and it's a great work opportunity, but I don't know. I guess I would think so. Back in my day, I mean, we actually had to get dressed up to go to work, shave your face, comb your hair, eat your breakfast, get ready for work, drive to work for 30 minutes to an hour, depending on what the traffic was like. Deal with the office politics. Deal with the office cooler, the jellies, the project managers. We've got things. I feel like we've got things so easy, but yet it's weird because it's become so easy. Like people just don't want to try to get to work. It's very odd. Nobody's taught what to expect in jobs these days. Is that what it is? That might be it too. Is that what's happening? The only work life experience they have is when their mom told them to brush their teeth or something. Let's see. Let's get the chat here on screen. Forgot that little step in there. I should add that to my checklist, but then it would be weird because that's not on y'all's checklist. But I need my own little personal checklist over here on okay, live streamed stuff. All of the song and dance and the 100 buttons to press before you get going there in the morning. All right, it's live chat on. Good morning, WFS. Great to see you guys. Let me squeeze that down just a little bit. I see a little sliver there. There we go. Carter, as I'm at the office listening to people fake talk about their weekend. Ah, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, the office politics. The fun words. Let's see. Good morning, Groot. Good morning, Mike. Let's see. Not ready for those yet. Super AO and Enigma on the 4s. Oh, right at this spot. Yeah, so really slow. If you got questions here, this is a time to ask them there this morning because we still have 15 minutes to the US Open and it's kind of some slow grinder markets. So if you've got questions around the strategy, I'm going to give a quick run through to simplify your trading. If you want to come into our trade system, on the lower time frame charts, we're looking for two things for our entry: a structure plus an order flow event. That's it, two things. We like to play things in twos. I'm here to simplify that. The complexity is in the tools. How we get to that step is complex, but then we make the execution part for you simpler. We start with the tide and the wave at the top. This is like turning them on or off. Am I going to have longs and shorts on this morning? If we've got red and green, that means both sides can be played. Sometimes it might look like this, and it might look like this. I was saying, I'm kind of anticipating that if this channel shifts off of the bottom here, continues to move up a little bit, this will tilt the angle of the current regression channel, and that's my first read to tell whether or not I can take longs and shorts. And if this goes green and green, then shorts are off the table. Makes sense? So here's this morning, two steps, tide and wave. We've got shorts and longs are on. Step two, the nerd. What is our nerd? That's 1. And then the second one is 2, which is going to be the MACV. Local MACV is the arrow. Oh, we got the red arrow. Okay. As I'm saying that, now's the time. Okay. I've got everything lined up for a short right now. Now all I need is a play right here. Okay. Now I have a crab ready DD. Technically, I could get short on this and I would want to get in on a Seuss at this point, which means a blue to red shift. Okay, we got a blue. Let's see if we get a red. Waiting for this bar to complete. If that prints a red bar, I may toe in right here. So it'd almost kind of be a 2-try rule. Remember the entry I took there this morning was right here, and it looks like we're about to come right back in there. There we go. Okay. And I did hear a little bit of selling coming in on that as well. So I'm taking this as a, we got a super crab. Super because we have the ready DD lined up in it. We have the crab for the location. This is also a 2-try rule of the prior. So several reasons for me to go ahead and take a swipe at this. Also over here on the higher time frame, we did get a ready DD right in here. There are some other PRZs this might pop up into, so I know the risk. I will close this trade out quickly if it doesn't just, you know, go ahead and go straight to target 1 here for me off of this move. Currently got the red arrow. There's some additional selling coming in right there. Let's see if that gets absorbed. We're at the bottom of a channel there. That channel area is currently green. So that too slow down there is reminding me that it's too slow for the easy play. $9:20, 10 minutes from 10 minutes until the US Open.
Wells Fargo Investment Institute upgrades US energy sector to neutral from unfavorable.
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 5.
Okay, there's a 13.1. Normally I want to go ahead and add on that cross. I'm starting to hear sellers, so I am trying to add here. Let's see if they're going to let me in. I'm going to try to maximize the play to target 1, target 2. I see some diamond targets and a cipher target down below me there, and I'm adding in on the cross. So you'll learn those, you'll hear me in our trainings talking about adding on a cross. If I'm in a position, I don't have to. Remember, I don't have to, but if I am a multi-size player, then I can add on a cross during a move. If I've got a higher time frame opportunity and looking for opportunities to add, I can add on a cross. Unfortunately, I was pretty far down as this move began. Would have liked to have gotten a closer entry up here in the Super Crab. He had already kind of moved down a bit for me by the time that red arrow had showed up to confirm the 2 target opportunity.
Wells Fargo expects the Fed to hike rates by 25 basis points this year versus prior forecast of rates unchanged.
We pop over the top of that cross, I'll be thinking about pulling half the position off. Full stop, remember, is back behind that crab where this began. Seven minutes till the US Open. Another thing that could take me out of this position, if I do see a green arrow show back up on the MACV on the NASDAQ here, another thing that could also start to pull me out of the position. Right now we have nerd red and red arrow. Good morning, Manny. Good morning, Douglas. Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Ender. Thanks for saying hello there this morning. Here, a little bit of seller. Stepping. Here comes king timing. Would love to see a blue to red shift right there. What I don't want to see is a red to blue shift and start to hear buyers step in right here on king timing, right? That is king timing coming right there. If you don't know about that, make sure you get through the training there. SMLK timing, vertical lines there showing us that we've got Wyckoff timing landing right here, as well as Darvis box timing. Both of them. Good morning, Trish. Good morning, Brandon.
Changed.
Oh, okay. I'm going to close out the position here. Going to go ahead and take the loss here. Too risky there before the open. The buyers are going to start stepping in here off of the bottom of the 13.1. I don't want to get caught off sides there too much. So I'm going to go ahead and take the loss there this morning. And we'll see if we get some easier plays coming in there. No, if they just head faked me there, I'm going to be very sad. All right, they just head faked me. Okay, I'm going to re-enter one more time there, coming right back through. Might be a little head fake pop-up. I will stop out the whole thing right above it. I'm going to put a hard stop now above that little pivot if they head faked. Oh, boo. Okay, man, they are chewing me up there this morning. Okay, bummer. Chewed me up. Not good plays there this morning. Kind of forcing it through. I think my own personal frustrations in my no list showing up here this morning.
Harmonic NQ on the 7. Omega up NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 7.
Okay, hearing buyers start to step all the way through this here right before the US Open, 5 minutes prior. So watching that higher time frame, we've got a big, wow, that's a very odd place for that. Okay, so if they're coming off the bottom with a super up two finger, 7.2 for the center, treat this like a double cross, double move scenario there. That is a large number scenario there. On the 7.6 to the downside, very big move to the downside there, and same to the other side. This can push all the way to 32.80. So I'll be watching for a spot to short right there with a double cross, double move scenario there, but the alpha omega cross kind of showing as the substitute for that. It's a big power cross sitting there. Got my work cut out here for me this morning already. 9:27 and starting to hear some buyers start to step in here pre-open.
Harmonic NQ on the 7. Harmonic NQ on the 9.
Wells Fargo Investment Institute raises global energy sector to neutral from unfavorable.
NQ being gnarly.
Enigma long on the YM2.
So I've already two try ruled this area. If this were coming back through, I would give that two try, but I've already given it two try here. I'm not going to give it third. Sadly. We'll need a new play setup. We do have red arrow, so I am all set up here for a short. I just need a play. Got my no list screaming in the back of my head there. If you type exclamation mark no list in the chat, let me pop up into the public area there. So I've got a list of knows when you shouldn't be playing. I've got a few of those in the back of my mind there.
I've got some
frustrations that I'm taking into the market here this morning. So here is the no list. If you type exclamation mark no list there in the chat, you'll see some of my old fun ones from forever ago, but some of them still applying. Did you stay up all night? Were you upset with anyone last night? Have you yelled at anyone yet today? Are you upset or frustrated about a family situation today? Are you sick? Do you have, what was the last one? Do you have more than 2 meetings today? Oh, this goes back to the, hey, if you're still working and you don't want to be interrupted, if you've got meetings scheduled, because I had scenarios back in the day where it was like, you know, you're trying to go through a trade and then, but you know you got that meeting coming. It's just, it doesn't work out well, right? So here's a nice little fancy list there for you of the no list. And I've got a few of those working on my brain here this morning. Yep.
Market on open imbalance. S&P 500 sell side 333 million. Nasdaq 100 sell side.
All right, here's some
5 million. Dow 30 sell side.
I'm gonna take that on the power headshot there with some crosses. I'm hearing buyers step all the way through that. We just came back to neutral. We are no longer red. It looked like we were going to have red in that space. We have a shark back here on the 9s.
Alpha omega down NQ on the 9. Alpha omega.
Looking for this one here. We'll see if I can get 35. There's 50. I'll take it. Oh, wow. Okay. PC hesitations there.
Up NQ on the 9.
A little bit wild there at the open. I can feel my PC not responding too well right there for some reason. I hear my PC ramping up. We must be getting a ton of movement on the other instruments right now. Triple ready DD. Titanic zone. 100 tick play opportunity showing up right here. Titanic zone. There's a ready DD. That's the 4th. I'm going to toe in the water right here on this.
Double delta NQ on the 9.
Should wait for a cross. Okay, we're in there. Let's see if we get a cross. 3rd cross is the best. Getting antsy because I got a double ready DD over here as well. So I don't want to miss it if we do get a drop.
Fifth dot NQ on the 7.
Okay, green dot holding. Nope, they cracked it. Beautiful. Okay, so bears are in control. I just need an entry.
Two cuts gold 2026 year-end target range.
Oh, don't run without me.
To $5,000.
Man, it is not my morning here. It is just not my morning.
To $6,000 per ounce.
Beautiful Titanic zone. Unable to capitalize. Big move down. Just went without me. 130 ticks. Yeah, we saw it. Yeah, 100 tick opportunity was showing up. I just really didn't have a good play to enter in on. There was nothing additional. Just gave me the warnings that, hey, we'll probably have a 100 tick pullback in there. 130 ticks to the downside. No entry here on the 5s.
Divergence up NQ on the 9.
I did get a trade in there a moment ago, so coming back on some of that there.
Harmonic NQ on the 9.
Here in sellers, all over that kind of inverted popcorn. I like it. I'd like to get an entry. There's my cross. I'll jump in on it.
Omega up NQ on the 5.
Looking for a double cross, double move potential. That is going to be. I can press the right button here. It's not the right button. Wow, I'm having all kinds of problems here this morning. All I wanted to do is press escape. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna close it out there on the crab. Okay, what I was trying to do is press F3. Get this measure.
Harmonic NQ on the NQ4.
All right, so the drop is all the way to this location. So it looks like I've still got some extra space here.
Omega up NQ on the
Down to there. Let's see if I get an entry. Okay, we're back into the double cross zone. Get a pink dot. See if it's going to let me enter. Did top of channel.
double delta NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega
Buyer stepping in hard there.
Alpha Omega NQ on the 9.
9.8. Looking for a Seuss entry. Seuss at the 9.6.
Reached.
Profit target reached. Oh, I like the sound of that. Okay, the bots just put in a 1,000 bucks there for me. I'll go ahead and lock those in.
Fifth dot NQ.
Beautiful. All right, so the bots just finished their job. Auto take profit triggered. Very nice. And see if I can do any damage here on my discretionary side of the house. Don't like what it's doing there. Nope, I'm going to pull half if we're going to pop up over that dot. Buyer starting to step in right there. Haven't got to catch any super easy ones yet here this morning. There's 50 ticks. I'll go ahead and take that right there. Put me back in a positive territory there. Plus 500 on the morning. There's an Enigma. I'm going to go ahead and jump in short on that. That is a power moonshot short. Going to add in on the Seuss right there.
Divergence up NQ on the 9.
Remember that white line is the double cross, double move target from before.
TY2. Enigma short on the NQ4. Harmonic NQ on the 5. Bold touch low. Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5. Alpha Omega down NQ on the 7.
The superpower mega late Nate, but that is a big step in of the buyers right there. Let's see, let me put the F6 back behind there on the Enigma. Oh, don't go back there. No, don't do it. Oh, all right, I'm gonna pull half there. Got greedy trying to hold it all the way out to my target, and I paid for that. Wow, what a very odd
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
Disgusting play there. Back to negative territory for me.
Two finger NQ on the 44.
Buyers just stepping in like crazy, faking, doing the head fake, and there's a super AO there. I'll try one more time to add. We technically do have red on the nerd still.
Two finger NQ on
There's my red arrow. Add back in one more time. Let's see if I'm going to get a saving grace on that or not. This would be the spot. Red dot, add to position. Red arrow is here. I have red arrow. I've got red on the nerd.
NQ on the 44.
And let's see if I can grab a 35 and 50 tick bag out of it, or if this goes running up, I need to be picturing right there. There's my invalidation point.
Harmonic.
If we start to break up over on that super AO. An NQ can get nasty. You know how she will do sometimes. So I'm very cautious on that, especially here around the open. 7 minutes past the US Open here so far. Rough go at it.
NQ on the 44. Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5.
Okay, power headshot. Can we get the drop?
EC2.
Yes, we can. Beautiful. Come all the way down for me. Give me 35 ticks, please.
NQ on the 7.
There's 29. There's 35. I'll pull half. Can I get my full 50? Yep. Continuing to hear sellers. Gonna keep holding. There's 100 ticks. 105. I'll pull half right there on the dot.
NQ on the 7.
Looking for place. Again, we might get all the way down there. This might be the time. I don't know. I'm just holding on to runners. Hold to an opposing signal. I did pull half on that dot down there. Hopefully it doesn't prove to make me want to have pulled the whole thing. Let's see.
Alpha Omega up.
Okay, there's a 9.1. Want to add to position.
Alpha
Still hearing sellers. Red and red. Almost to the white line. Oh, don't toy with me. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Touchdown. Let's go. Let's go. You know that feels good. You know that feels good. Let's celebrate a good one, shall we? Let's celebrate a beautiful one. I like it. I'll take it.
You got this, baby. I know it's been crazy. You don't see me, it's exhausting. City to city, cause I'm shiny, boys is popping. You keep making plans, babe, I'm sorry, I keep flopping. Call me late at night, cause I love it when you talk. It don't matter where I go with you, not here, it's just not home. I know I can't let go without you near me.
All right. So let's talk about this. This was a Titanic zone that we drew in there from this morning. We came back into it. Super AO, power headshot for the go. Big drop down from the power headshot all the way down to that double cross, double move target. 254 ticks for the drop. 10K return, more than 10K, 11K return. We were down as much as, I don't know, 4,000 something. All the way back to sevens. Big move there. Today is the 17th. Again, bumpy ride there this morning. Not exactly pretty, but I'll take it. Somewhere in there while we were doing the discretionary side, the bots came in there, did their job. $1,000 for the bots. Almost 7K there for me. I kind of had to put my work in there this morning. Those were some tricky wickets in there. High time frame, we did have a beautiful red dot that showed up right there at the same time when I was wanting to pull the trigger. That gave me that extra confidence that we might have a bigger play come in. Again, I was not just riding that lower time frame. That was a higher time frame play opportunity. Again, don't just try to run out lower time frame entries for big moves. That was higher time frame opportunity, lower time frame risk. Also top side over here, remember we had this drawn out. I thought it might get all the way up there. It looks like we did a double head fake, came all the way down, come back up, red dot, down 2 finger right there inside the golden ropes was what gave us the juice for the continuation down. We have another power red dot right here. Might be looking for a big play opportunity right now if we get one on the lower time frame. We've got the red dot up top on the optimized range, so watch for that coming in here. Let's see if we get a coinciding opportunity to slap it here. There's a 12.9. Give me a structure.
NQ4 double delta NQ on the 9. Fib.NQ on the 7.
So flipping those coins there this morning. A couple of losers in there, then banged out a few winners
Divergence down NQ on the 9.
through the rest. So technically, I can be done. Let's check the, we didn't check the news event schedule here this morning. 10 a.m. Yes, we have a 10 a.m. coming up here. There's no 9:45 in 3 minutes. Oftentimes we might get that jobs number, jolts showing up at 9:45. It's Monday. We don't have one now. 2 minutes, 30 seconds, still an opportunity where that might occur. But no, the scheduled event is going to be at 10 a.m. here in about 18 minutes for the news there at 10 a.m.
Harmonic NQ on the 7. Divergence down NQ on the 44.
Thanks, in Tori. Appreciate that. So back into, this is that Titanic zone from before. I'm going to remove this one. Also don't need this one or this one. These were for stop locations. That was a double cross, double move from before. That one has been touched. Now look at how they hovered that close. Interesting, right? I'm sorry, the open. So there is the, I mean, it is technically the prior close from Friday as well. But look at how they hovered it. They didn't quite touch it, or no, they did. No, they touched it and then bounced. So that was the up move. They touched the close and then gave it a nice juicy launch here. Let's see the top of that. 234 ticks to the close from the pop-up there.
Harmonic NQ on the 5.
Nerd plus Arrow currently both red.
Harmonic NQ on the 9.
Looking for a play.
Double delta NQ on the 7.
So this is how the morning played out there. A couple of tricky spots there to start the morning, then finished off with 3 good ones. So I'm done for the day now, but I'm going to hang out here with you guys here and we'll walk through and talk through some of this stuff here on a Mentorship Monday. But me, I am just sitting in a spot where I'm mentally kind of done here, right? I have completed my morning. The sliding window of time and opportunity has kind of come through. We took our opportunities. And for me, I've locked in. I got my cadence in my direction, got to get in the ring with Mike Tyson, came in there, took some punches, and now got paid for playing, got paid to play, the pay to play. And then now superior level caution. I do not have to take any trades. Nothing can force me into a trade now, right? It's got to be absolutely perfect. I've got to absolutely just know that it's a great play. I do not need to be, taking any kind of risk here after I've locked in on the morning, right? Did you get a double Enigma there, Adrian? Oh, nice. Brian posted a double Enigma on the 4s. Very nice. So I was one time frame above there, so I did not get to see that. But Brian is showing here on his charts there, he had gotten the really kind of triples almost in that space there. Multi-Enigma that he got in on those, rocking it out. Looks like he's up 4,900 on the day there. Very nice work there, my friend. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. And thanks for that screenshot, by the way. Look at all those beautiful labels. Everything's so nice. The man is coming through. Very nice. Adrian, you hitting back on it again? Hey, thanks for taking the time on Friday. I know it was, I mean, they're not all like that. All right. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, like, listen, I got to yell when we need to yell. Okay. I'm going to be the coach on the sidelines, giving you that. Come on, man, put your head in the game. Let's go. I want you to win, my friend, right? I'm not here to make friends. There are a lot of YouTube channels out there that are there to make friends. I'm here to make great traders. All right. If you want to become a great trader, come hang out with us. If you want friendships, man, go hang out with Mike Schwartz and those guys. Those guys are super nice, all that kind of whatnot. And I mean, I think I'm nice too. I am. I'm nice. I'm nice enough to tell you what you need to hear when you need to hear it. Tell you got a booger on your shirt. I'm going to tell you.
Tensions by the Saudi regime will be met with a reciprocal response.
Oksana said, loved ES until now. Now NQ has better speed almost all the time, while ES has overlays. So let's talk about ES for a minute. So ES is, to me, has always been too slow, but I feel like he's kind of the bellwether in there. He's the one telling us where things are going to go. As ES points, so NQ goes. Like if ES is pointing up, NQ, like it might be up just a few ticks up. NQ will just go boom. All right, so big moves on NQ, but that can also be scary for new traders if you don't have the account size to manage through position size. On those pinpoint entry locations are going to be more readily available on RTY and the Dow. So let me zoom back one level here. And so between, whoops, drawing screen, here we go. So this right here, this section, this is the ideal. This is sort of that, you know, little, no, was it Little Red Riding Hood that came, no, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, I get those mixed up sometimes. The just right. The Papa Bear was too heavy. The Mama Bear was too soft. But Baby Bears was just right. Yes. And this is RTY in the Dow. It's just right. Okay, just the right amount of speed and just the right amount of volatility. ES too slow, NQ too fast, Mama Bear, Papa Bear too tricky. If you are new, don't trade NQ. Give RTY a try, okay? And maybe the YM. There, use ES as the kind of the guidepost. I wouldn't trade it directly. I really recommend not trading ES directly, meaning don't trade ES, but use it, have it around, because you want to know what the ES is doing to go in that direction. But of course the nerd kind of helps you out with that as well. So, you know, oftentimes if I'm just trying to simplify, you can make your trading as complicated as you want, or, you know, as simple, like with just standard kind of rules. Like I like to do, just like, let's keep it simple. I start at the top, I do tide and wave, then I do nerd plus arrow, and the nerd technically does give me the guidance of ES as well. But I don't only have the ES, I've got the NASDAQ, the ES, the RTY, and the Dow all combined into one signal information right over here. So right now I know that we're neutral, right? What does that mean? That means 2 up, 2 down. That means of the nerd, we've got 2 of them that are up, 2 of them are down, but when they all agree, kind of take a knee, you know what I'm saying? And don't be greedy. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. You're wanting to write down stuff. Yes? Oh, also, hey, I wanted to
Alpha Omega up NQ on the 5.
Hey, so some people were worried about my health. Okay, I think I need to take this. Okay. I'm going to try a shot right here. Stop above the... I'm going to add a hard stop above the Enigma area here, but does look like we have an Enigma opportunity right here, and we've got some things combined. Higher time frame as well. Let's see, we got 30. All right, closing it out right there. Hold to the opposing signal. All right, 7,800. Put a little extra on there. It kind of interrupted me while I was about to have a chat. Couldn't pass that one up. The one right in front of it, it did hit its target. It looked like it might not have made its target, but it did. And then this one also, 35 tick bag there. Quick, easy grab there. Okay, so we have a prayer request room, and I had forwarded someone else's prayer request into the prayer request area, and it didn't carry the name. And so some people, I was like, I don't know, people are like, had sent me a few things. I love you guys. Thank you guys for prayers, but let's pray for the folks. When I forwarded that message, I need to label that, I guess. But anyhow, in the prayer request room, I had forwarded someone else's thing that they had put into the room, into there. I'm fine, but I got some people sending me some things being like, hey, I'm really praying for you. Hope that you heal up. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And I thought it might have been like one of those scam accounts that had been impersonating me, trying to get people to send them money or whatever. Listen, I covet your prayers. I love that you guys, if you're praying for us, pray for my family, pray for the people who are working for me. Okay. No, but also, no, I do appreciate the prayers. I pray for myself wisdom. That's the biggest thing. I think wisdom, a lot of things come from that. Even in your health, like knowing who's lying to you and who's not. I mean, when they're telling you that cholesterol is bad for you, and literally cholesterol is so good for you, it literally is everything inside your body. It's like your entire brain matter, your hormones, everything. And then they're like, oh, let's cut back on your cholesterol. Nonsense. They're like, cut back on your salt. Then the first thing you do when you go into the hospital is they pump you full of 9,000 milligrams of salt. Come on, man. Like, it's all a lie. It is such a lie nonstop. And at the same time, listen, if you're in the medical industry, no offense to you, right? You're a ignorant participant in the system. It's not your fault. You got taught it. You're just doing what you were taught. Okay. My blame is on the people who taught it. Okay. And I think all that's coming to a head. That God's design for your body, it's an amazing, incredible thing. You need to give it what he designed it for, and they try to pretend like he doesn't exist, right? But anyhow, the prayer requests are in there on the prayer request section on the left hand side. Sometimes I will forward someone's in there and it looks like it came from me. It's not mine. I'm good. So the people who were concerned for us at the same time, hey, I love that. You know, if we were in that situation, I would want people praying for me. So definitely be praying for our crew. Pray for anybody who is having issues. We all have different challenges in life. God has a design and a plan for each of us at the time that it is. The trials, the tribulations, the hard times, the good times. I tell people all the time that I've asked my kids if video games would be fun if it didn't have enemies in it, and they said it wouldn't be fun. We have an awesome opportunity here in life. I know it might not seem fun at the time what you're going through and the challenges, but if you look at them as a challenge, and then remember that this place is just temporary. Okay, you have this opportunity to do with it what you want to do with it, to have the opportunity to gain reward. There are rewards for what you do here on earth. Don't let even some of the churches like to pretend as though that you get nothing for your works. It's nonsense. Faith without works is dead, and your works will be rewarded in heaven. The pass fail is whether you accept Christ or not. Pass fail to get into the heaven's gates doors themselves, but what you do here with your time in life will determine the amount of resources and the things that you have access to in heaven. Don't let that pass you by. You guys got any questions on any of that? I will try to answer them. I don't pretend to know everything, but I do know what I do know. And I've had a lot more time than a lot of others to spend in it because, yes, one thing that has become easier is on the finances. Once you have your finances unlocked, it kind of unlocks a lot of other things. You'll have more time on your hands. I had a long conversation with somebody the other day that time freedom is true freedom, but a lot of our time is stuck in our job, just over broke, at the job, 9-10 hours a day of your life to make a living. Yes, but once you have that time freedom, what do you do with your time? It's very can be very powerful. You have a lot of opportunities to gain wealth in the kingdom of God, right? I have a twofold ministry here. I want you to be rich on earth and rich in the kingdom of God. And I don't know, well, I don't want to ever say one starts with the other, but I can say they both help. Once you have financial freedom, then you have freedom to do even more for others. Yes.
NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 7. Double delta.
So hit it and get it.
Enigma short on the GC2.
But yes, if you're looking for that prayer request room, if you do want to make sure that you are being prayed for on specific circumstances and situations, on the left-hand side of Discord, there's prayer room requests on the left-hand side under the chat area. So there's main chat, scroll down a couple, and then there's prayer room requests in there. And I think that's where that that confusion came in, because I had ordered someone else's and they were like, oh, so they were like, I'm not laughing about it. I'm just kind of going, I didn't understand why several people had sent me DMs, and I really appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. They were like, hey, here's some things you might want to know. And I was like, oh yeah, what are they? And I'm like, I totally agreed with the stuff y'all were sending. And I was like, what are they? And then I realized, I'm like, when there's one, it might be, but when there was multiple people like sending me those, I was like, okay, somewhere in here, I've given the impression that, I've got some kind of illness or something. I was like, where is this coming from? And then I realized, I think I forwarded it into the prayer request room. And so, people are thinking it was related to me. So, but I'll make that a little bit more clear in the future. I won't just press forward. I will take the screenshot and send over into to those spaces. So thank you guys. You guys are awesome. Let's see, inside the Titanic zone here. 9:57. 3 minutes till the news. No, 2 minutes now. 2 minutes till big news here at 10 a.m. Brian, very nice, sir. 12K on 2 trades this morning. Switched to Sam afterwards. Practice after hitting my targets. Let's go. Personal best live trading so far today. Very nice, Brian. Well done, sir. Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Fib.NQ on the 7.
So something I noticed about Brian's layout there this morning. So what kind of layout is Brian using here? Can you tell? The standard 5 chart layout. I call it the winning layout. Get again, don't negate the power and the simplicity of the order of operations layout. He just killed his biggest day yet, and he's sitting over there on the let's see if I have an OBS for that. Where is it? Here we go. Standard 5 chart layout, reading from top left to bottom right. It is so simple this way, in my opinion. Our whole lives we've grown up reading top down and left to right. It just feels, it's going to feel so much more natural for you to go through your layouts. And if you are on maybe a laptop or something and you've got to reduce even farther than maybe the 3 chart layout like this, so that you're reading from left to right, have your nerd over there on the left, and then a high time frame filter, then entering in on large or small on the right can be very beneficial to you. Brian hitting his biggest day yet, and he's using the 5 chart layout. Beautiful stuff.
35, high look forecast of 33.
Yeah, it's way too easy. It's like you don't have to make it more complicated than it needs to be. And that is actually my goal. My goal is to make your trading simpler, not more difficult. I really do. I want it to be easy, right? And I designed the system so that my children can use it. I still know people like have a hard time understanding or, you know, knowing that, but it was to create a practical system to video game it for a child. But then also I know that if I can build it something so that a child could do it, then I could do it too. This is, they tell you it's an advantage to be able to speak to people at a 3rd grade language that it's like, if you can't explain it to a third grader, then you don't know it thoroughly enough to teach the topic.
Harmonic NQ on the 7.
And it should be simple. It should not have to be more complex than that. Now, there's more complexity than that inside of the code and inside of the strategies themselves and all the kind of whatnot. But you should be able to condense the execution into something that someone can do practically over and over again at any level. Beautiful dropout here off of the Enigma super power moonshot to the downside out of that Titanic zone. The move to the first cross there, 130 ticks. We'll see if we get a double out of that. 130 could be potential, another 130. Probably looks like, yeah, approximately a double move down to the open and low of day potential. Oh, Tim Senior, thanks for sharing this one. So here is one of our members also sharing. It's like he's using the full auto there as well, and said can't wait to get the dream panel.
We have also
kind of getting a hang of this a bit.
Get NVIDIA to invest.
Very nice. Oh, did you lock in? Look at him using the lock-in feature. He locked in 11:30 using the lockout feature of the ALGO Box Trade Command Center prop firm console. Very nice. Letting the full auto tools do the work. Very nice. Very nice. Thanks for sharing that, Tim.
And the report is out on the feed for you to read through as well for the US NAHB Housing Market Index.
Do you have any cheat sheet for each instrument specific configurations of charts and indicators? There are no changes. Okay, so let's actually answer this one. So you're not the first person to ask this question. Let's talk about this. So remember, each instrument themselves, they have their own dynamic range. How do we, this is pop quiz. I want to trigger our brains to think here, because the more that you think, the more that things get locked in. So if we are determining our bar size, because let's go with, well, first of all, configurations as far as what goes on the chart, there's nothing that changes. You don't need to take off or change anything on the chart. There is one exception to anything that you'll ever need to change, but this applies to all instruments, not just a instrument specific like an ES or an R2I or a Dow. The AOs are the only thing you may need to tune. So if you type in AO tuning in the chat for commands, let's see, exclamation mark AO, there we go. Sorry, you can just type exclamation mark AO, and this is an important video right here. This is the only real configuration, in my opinion, that you'll need to adjust on the fly. But this isn't per instrument. This has to do with the bar size and the current speed of what's happening in the current market and fine-tuning your alpha omega cross settings. This is one of the few things that you need to change in our system. You only need to change on Monday from 1 day to 3 days. On Sunday evening, you need to change the top range. And on your lower time frame chart, this right here, fine-tune your alpha omega cross settings. That's it. And you don't have to do this. In fact, if you set this to something that you kind of have a full comfort level on, you don't have to do this. However, if you're a person who switches between sessions, we actually had this conversation with Adrian on Friday, that if you're trying to trade the afternoon session, your tuning settings for the morning are not going to be the same as the afternoon. And people trading in the evenings, not going to be the same settings in the after hours as intraday. Especially, we have mentioned this back when the nomads were live streaming a lot, was they're trading the evening and the nighttime sessions. They're that in those Asian sessions and the London, you want to really lower that AO pretty low, because these are some of the best settings overnight. Best pivots will occur because there's such thin volume overnight that when one of these AOs shows up, that could be the absolute perfect pivot for a play almost every single time. If you look at these in the overnight, you could literally clear all the charts if you wanted to get something super simple for an overnight session. Take everything else off the chart or have a chart separate where you just have AOs, tune them for those current settings in accordance with this walkthrough video right here, and look at the plays. Pick your targets, hold to the opposing signal, or actually there's no opposing signal when you have it empty, but basically grab bags off of crosses. So this you'll need to change, but let's talk about how do we know what bar size, which will determine our targets. So let's start with understanding that our bar size is going to determine our targets. Yes, I think we all know that, right? And if you don't, okay, well, you're probably picking up on that right now. On the 5s, I'm looking for 35 for target 1, 50 for target 2. So if the 5 is in play, then 35 and 50 tick targets are in play. If I am going to be all the way down on the 1s, first of all, let me change this to 1 day of data here, now that we've got enough here kind of starting to print. And I'm about to put a whole bunch more bars on the chart here. So I'm going to go to 1 day of data. And I'm going to go to ALGO bar 1s. Okay, so now I'm all the way down here on the 1s. What's going to be my targets generally for, again, target 1, target 2. I'm not saying holding to opposing signal. Holding to opposing signal can be much larger than that. For instance, like here on this Enigma here, holding the opposing signal, that just hit 36 ticks there on the upside, right? Remember, on the lower time frames, right now, you can see on the 1s, it says it's too fast. Yes? So now I want to go up 1 more, right? I'll just keep kind of, and again, at some point you become kind of Neo from the Matrix. You'll know. You'll start to kind of get a feel for what bar size you want to be playing on. This one, another one. But if you don't know, and you're still trying to get the feeling for it, again, on the 2s, I just changed to the 2s, currently too fast. So I go up 1 more. Let's go to the 3s. Ah, great speed here on the 3s. Yes? So are the 3s in play right now? Yes. Right. What are the targets off of the 3s? About 20, 25 or so. Right? So maybe 15, 25. Somewhere in there on the 3s. Right? So now, does that mean you're only going to get that? No, like here's the big runner. Oh, there we go. And we smashed through. We just talked about that earlier, just inconvenient timing here. And we also missed the news event there. But we're talking about good stuff here. So, you know, these moves off of the bar size themselves. So how does that change if I go over to the RTY or something else? Well, it really doesn't, right? So I'm going to, I want to duplicate chart here. And let's do a comparison. I'm going to uncolor link this. So this little color link button right here, see it's blue. So this color linking, I'm going to uncolor link it. I'm going to say no instrument link right here. And then I'm going to change this chart to the RTY. Okay, so right click, instrument, I'm going to go to RTY. Okay, so RTY, too slow. So the reason you don't need, now we might need a cheat sheet off of targets, but the other thing is too, like, I don't want to tell you specifically, like, this is the target and this is always what it's going to be, because that can adjust over time. You just need to gauge what that's going to be, and I kind of give you some practical guidelines, and we can do a cheat sheet. But here's what ends up happening. If you make a cheat sheet with something specifically around targets, especially, again, we're not telling you that you have to take this target, because that's what people take that as an interpretation of. So we don't give specifics around, okay, it needs to be this target, has to be this target. Now, sometimes I will tell you what I'm currently doing. So like on NQ right now, I'm targeting 35 and 50 ticks. That works for me. If you don't like that, or it's too long or too far or whatever, you need to be able to make that adjustment. So I just want to put that caveat in there to begin with, and I'm not telling you what you have to do, just telling you what I do, right? So RTY, too slow here on the 3s. Now look at the speed here on NQ, right? NQ is great speed, but for RTY, too slow. So I need to go down time frames here on this one. So I'm going to go down to the 2s on RTY. Still too slow. I've got to go all the way down to maybe the 1s, all the way to 1 to have a, still too slow on RTY. So RTY again is much slower, which is why I say for those who are new, right, don't trade NQ, give RTY a try, because it is much slower. You'll have a lot of time to think about it, less risk, but also maybe the reward opportunity is also not there. So there are disadvantages to it, right? It's not going to move as practically. You're going to have to wait around a while, but it gives you, like, literally, I'm all the way down on the ones here on RTY, and it's like still too slow. Okay. So it's like plenty of time to think it through. Now, how do we know not to take this play on RTY? Well, it's green, right? We've got moderate buy. That's why I say you start with the filters first. Should I be taking trades to the short side right now? No. Why? Because it's moderate buy. Yes. And I don't have the RTY MACV chart. I can. So I can come over here. Same thing. I can uncolor link this. I can duplicate chart.
Enigma short on the GC.
Duplicate window here. Let's change this to an RTY. Let's uncolor link it first. Go ahead and give RTY on this one as well. Let's see what the arrow is. Yeah, and we don't even have enough days of data here, so I'm going to need to add more days of data because, again, RTY is a slow print. So go to data series here.
Double delta RTY on the 1.
Instead of 3, might need like 7 days of data for RTY to fill back the chart. There we go. And yeah, so we have green and green. So we bypass same rules. My point is this, right? Same rules apply to RTY and NQ and ES. So that's the relief, right? You should feel a sigh of relief. This is a whole system, folks. You don't need to do all this. Well, on this one we do this one. This one we do this one. Listen, there are a lot of guys out there who like to con you into that stuff so that you need them, right? No offense to the people who are doing that kind of stuff and the ones who are claiming that you don't need a bunch of indicators and whatnot. If I hear one more video of some jacktard saying, well, you don't need indicators, you just need me, come to my live stream show. That anyway. Can you tell it's on my mind? Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
Alpha Omega down.
So RTY or YM or any of the others, same thing. So let's say that I switched instruments. This is the beautiful thing about what we do. You can find what speed that works for you. And it's the speed. Remember, I say that it's the speed. Find the speed that works for you. What speed do you like to trade? And you can lock this in. So we go over this in the videos here on the psychology module. You can program your speedometer to other settings. Let me show you what I have mine set to. I have them set to what I think is the best for everyone, but that's just my opinion. Obviously you can take hold of your own, destiny and do what you want on it. Let's go to the speedometer here, and I'm going to go into the settings here for this, and you'll see the psychology level options here. I have it to 50 for great, low 30, high 111. Right? If you're going over 111, it's too fast. We're going under 30, it's too slow. Great speed. If we're hitting between 50 and 100, that's great speed, right? The thing goes, it's so, who doesn't love, like, when you click the button and a few seconds later you hit your target? Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that is the absolute ideal. Does anybody else feel that way? You want to feel your target get hit right away? You want to make that money sooner rather than later? Or am I just a crazy one?
Bonnie rising back to 18-year high at about 4.86%.
Harmonic NQ on the 7.
Right?
Harmonic NQ on the 9.
I do feel like that's kind of the easy way to do things, in my opinion, right? So, but let's say that you liked, you know what, you even like it even slower. So lower that then from 50. Maybe you're like, hey, you know what, I actually really like to speed it. I actually like 35, right? So 35, put the level 33, but then you're like, it's too slow if it's below, I don't know, 15. You can set that to whatever you want. Does that make sense? So you can tune that. And then this value right here, and remember, it translates to multiple things. It changes to, you can change the background color, the overlay, and the text value how you want. That's how our system works, is that doesn't matter. It is innocuous to whatever instrument this is. Because, by the way, somebody asked, how do you put this on stocks? Yes, you can trade ALGO box stocks. You can put this on ALGO box, and it's all the same. So when you ask about, can you put a cheat sheet per instrument? I'm saying you don't need it, but you do need to know how we use the tools for speed, for bar counts, for size on the tape. And you're going, well, isn't there more volume on the ES? Yes. And that's why we use relative volumes around things. I've handled that for you, and you may not even know what that means. It doesn't matter, right? You have to just, like, you at some point, you got to trust something. If you don't understand it, that's fine. If you want to understand it, go deep dive into the videos, but just, you're going to have to at some point trust the system. The system is going to do that for you. A 7 on the RTY is equivalent to the 7 on NQ is equivalent to a 7 on the ES. Why? Because I do relative volume to the instrument. That is the genius behind what we're doing here, is to make it easier for you, because we take the complexity and we put it into the tool sets, because I wanted to create something that was universal, that will work on anything. All right. That is the beautiful part about HugBox, that literally put it on anything and it just works. Isn't that cool? I mean, that's my favorite part about it. Right. So type me a 1 if you're having some fun. Let's get some interaction there on the chat here. It's 10:15, right past coffee time, right there at 10:10 is usually where I want to take my break there, grab some coffee, do a little stretch routine, get up off of the chair here because you've been sitting since the open on your tail. Need a little stretch. No point of having wealth without health. Am I right? So, you know, get that, get those bones moving, and get a little stretch here on things. But you can switch between. Let's go check YM here real quick. I'm going to right click. I'm going to go to the Dow, aka YM. Interesting. Even the Dow right now on the ones, too slow, but that's okay. You don't always need to be in a trade. That's the other, you know, false belief of some people, that it's like, well, what do I do if I see this, this, and this? If there's not a play for it, that's okay. Be comfortable with, like, we're just grabbing trade opportunities. When the market just hands a bag there, you reach out and grab it. But the market's not always holding out a bag. Sometimes it's just flailing around doing its thing to create the bag for you. When the bag shows up, grab it, but don't force it. Don't try to force it. Don't try to look in the clouds and find a pattern. Sometimes a cloud is just a cloud with no pattern.
Enigma short on the GC2.
Makes sense? But when it does line up, when you do have the opportunity to take that shot, our system is going to be, hopefully, I personally believe, like, it's the clearest that there is. It is going to just be like, boom, right there. Like, you're gonna know. Did we just get a double Enigma right there? We did. Am I gonna have a trade opportunity? I do. Right, 47 ticks to the upside there on the 3s. Okay, now, do you see how it's not as big as, you know, on the 5s? Right, and that's probably not even there on the 5s. But hey, 47 ticks, can you make a couple bags out of that? I think so. But everybody's different, right? If you don't think that that's a big enough bag, great. Then wait, because that's the other thing. Is if you want to have trade opportunities coming all the time and you're happy with quick bags, then go to the lower time frames, right? And that's what's awesome, that it will adapt to, it'll adapt to you. You can put it on any time frame. Just know what your targets are going to be as you go lower targets, right? So that's the understanding. And remember, some people say, well, this system doesn't do what I want it to do. What are you talking about? Like, what you actually mean is the market doesn't do what you want it to do. And the market has nothing, I would say nothing to do with you. In fact, if you put your trades into the CME, I mean, then you are part of the network at that point. Butterfly effect comes into play. You will now impact the market with your trades. Hey, Titanic Zone. Does everybody see the Titanic Zone? Type a 1 if you see it. 2 if you're new, and you don't. But this is a Titanic Zone, is it not? If you know, again, be honest about it, because I do want to know the people who don't know this yet, right? It's fine, the new folks in the room. Want to help you out. We want you to know the trade setups. That is a Titanic Zone. Triple ready DD, triple threat, Titanic Zone, 100 tick trade opportunity is on right now. Yes? Beautimus. Let's see. Hi, Vinny. Why do you prefer RTY over ES for new traders? Yeah, so I just went over that in depth. You might want to roll back the tape here on that. ES is just going to be far too slow. You have to wait in line for fills. There will be hundreds, potentially thousands of things in front of you to get filled on the ES versus the RTY or the Dow. There is
Alpha Omega NQ on the
the amount of movement may not be large enough to even make anything off of. Also, the risk is $12.50 per tick versus 5. So you're doubling your risk just inherent to the instrument. $12 versus $5. These may seem insignificant, but it is not. So let me ask you, Nick, why would you suggest to a trader, because it sounds like you're a guy who likes to make decisions for traders, why would you tell someone to trade ES over RTY? Why don't you give me your pitch in the other direction? Why would you suggest ES? And I think it would probably be because most people say, well, because it's slower for them. Yeah, and it's literally double the risk, and because it's a leader and it's a bellwether, you don't have an indication that something's about to happen in the ES, versus if you're using the ES as a guideline and the others react to it, you can now use it as a, hey, get ready and take your play. So a lot of advantages to trading something off suited of ES than trading ES directly. Does that make sense? Diego, you're liking the RTY, giving RTY a try? And it is the next slowest in line is RTY. If you want something a little bit faster than the YM, which is why if you guys see some of my old videos where we did the long, I wanted to be able to teach and trade at the same time. NQ is very hard to teach and trade at the same time because NQ can happen very, very quickly, and it's hard to walk and chew bubblegum most times. But the NQ is back only because we had quite a few of you guys go and hey, the Dow and the Russell are a snooze fest. We'd like to see you trade NQ, so we do. But I have a lot more time to talk you through stuff on RTY or the YM, right? It's because they just are inherently slower, right? Now, the way that I circumvented that here on NQ is I went up a lot of time frames. I went way off of the lower time frames, right? I went all the way up to the 5s for my lowest time frame entry. So I would be waiting this entire time until an Enigma showed up down here to catch the bounce. And it gave me 35 tick, opportunities, 35 and 50. This whole move was 81 ticks to right there, right? That's multi-bag there on the 5s. So that was the way that I tried to do both. But even the 5s will get super fast sometimes on NQ, especially in this current market condition. So it is a little bit less practical to try to teach on the NQ. So I say, if you're new, don't trade NQ. New trader, but I think, yeah. So here's the thing: you're a new trader, and so like you're talking about oil, and you think you're getting clever because like, oh, but there's less slippage and all this kind of, like, whoever's told you that nonsense, just stop it. Just stop, okay? Like, you don't know, and I'm telling you, it's bullcrap. Okay, like you're basing your premises on false information. Okay, like, well, there is more. Yeah, there's more, but you also don't understand what I mean by standing in line, do you? Do you know what I mean by standing in line?
Harmonic NQ on the 5. Harmonic NQ on the 7. Alpha Omega.
Diego, you're having trouble getting into Discord, so I'm going to hey, send me an email then. If you're not in Discord, go ahead and send an email to vinny@algoboxpro.com and include your telephone number, and I'll reach out to you here after our live stream, and we'll make sure that you get in Discord. Once you're in Discord, our guys can take care of that for you. Make sense?
Voltage NQ on the 44.
Let's see. Let's see. I'm scrolling back here. If I missed any questions, repot. I can't see a lot of the chat up on this current window. If you guys will repost your question, I'm happy to do it. Yeah, but here's the thing: if you're failing because of order fill, yes, I understand order fill. But seriously, anybody in here having a problem with order fill? Anybody having a problem with order fill? Have you ever, like, is that the reason that you failed? Anybody in here failed because of order entry? You'll find nobody. Okay, I've been doing this 20 years. You're not going to fail because of order fill. Okay, but you will fail for not trading well, and it is way more important to trade well, and you get a lot of that just by listening to what I'm telling you. Is understand, use ES as the guidepost, and then execute on, again, inside of the nerd is NASDAQ, ES, RTY, and the Dow. Okay, the nerd. The ES is the slow boat. It is the big boat. Yes. So the things that you've said, there's some truth to it. But, you know, my sons are walking through church yesterday, asked me, Daddy, what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge is knowing facts. Okay, so you know facts, but you're unwise to make your decisions that you're making. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing you don't put it in a fruit salad. Wisdom is the application of the knowledge. The application is what I'm here to teach you. I'm here to give you wisdom on what is going on with this stuff. Stop listening to the deadbeats on YouTube, the deadbeats on Twitter. You're never going to see them trade. They're never going to be able to do it in front of you. It is hard to do this in front of you, and yet I can do it easily. You might want to think about who you're listening to. And again, it's not a brag on me. I'm just trying to go like, if it were me, I'm trying to choose between, I get it. There's a lot of voices out there because in this space, there are huge opportunities in this space to be able to rock it out. And so everybody's like, here, toss me a dime and I'll show you how to do it. Nobody can beat me in ALGO. That is a fact. If you can find someone who thinks they can beat me, bring them. Just make sure they're not using ALGO, because yes, my own team, they can beat me. If you've got ALGO, you can beat me. If you don't have ALGO, you cannot beat me. That is I will state it as a personal fact. If you think you can beat me, I triple dog dare you to come and do a trading competition with me. I will lay waste to you, no offense, but it is just how it is because of ALGO, not because of me. And yes, I happen to be very proficient at ALGO, but ALGO is a cheat. Okay, we see things other players cannot see. We use and have understandings that others don't, like what I've just given you in a practical way to know why you should not be trading this practically. At the same time, you'll have all these turds telling you to go trade it. Yeah, because the thing is they want you to slow bleed. I will tell you why they're telling you this stuff. They want you to stay with them as long as possible. And they may or may not know the 90-90-90, but the 90-90-90 rule is 90% of traders lose 90% of the money in 90 days or less, and they want to keep you paying their stupid subscription for longer than 3 months. So what do? They tell you to trade the slowest thing out there. They promote it as though, oh, it's good because it's the most liquid market. It's got the most contracts traded, so you should too. Oh yeah, trade the ES, guys. You won't blow out super fast and stop paying me my subscription. Yes, that's what they do. Okay, let you know the inside scoop on all these turd fests that are out there. Okay. Bootcamp link, yeah, algoboxpro.com, and go through the 8-day bootcamp. Currently free on me. Hit the training section at the top of the website. I know it's like, well, it's free, must not be good. I totally understand that. There will be a price point on it soon. We'll finish out our client portal. The first thing that goes back there is going to be the 8-day bootcamp, as well as all the other trainings and teachings, all that kind of stuff will be in that client portal when we get it finished out. It's looking awesome. If you guys haven't seen those yet, go let's see if we can grab a couple of screenshots. Let's see, we're still working on it, and
Alpha Omega down NQ on the 5.
let me show you what it'll look like inside. I'm really excited about it. I love the format. Let's see. Where is my Nugget editor? There we go. Oh, it's out of my history. Okay. Well, I can't get you a screenshot right now, but in the last couple of live streams, we've been showing that. So if you want to walk through the last few, there's some good teachings and trainings in the last one, especially on Friday. Adrian stepped up. He was I would call it like he's kind of in the struggling trader area. And it was just so easy. He's just doing some things that are just, some easy, dumb stuff we just needed to knock off. Using a morning setup in the afternoon, time frame wrong, using a layout from a trader who's using a power glove for his entries on his hotkeys, and then not doing that. So just some practical, very simple things to get him back on track. But you will probably get some good practical knowledge coming away from that as well. Over the last few live streams, I do think there's been some really great specific lessons, especially for the advanced traders as well. in there recently, so probably want to roll back and check out a few of those. Let's see. Need to go, celebrating 42nd. All right, Mike. All right, buddy. Hey, great to see you. Thanks for dropping in here this morning. Congrats on your wedding anniversary. Beautiful stuff, my friend. Let's see. Did I miss any other questions? You can use the limit order or market. So really not the case. Yeah. That's a boot camp. Answers many questions. Yeah. The boot camp is good. Let me show you that real quick. If you are here, we have a Algo Box Academy at the end. It's not trying to trick you. There are questions inside of the boot camp there. It's just 40 questions. And there are practical things like, what is this? And everybody knows that's a headshot. And if you don't know, okay, well, you're on day one. No problem. Hey, you'll learn on day one what you need to learn as you're going through the 8-day boot camp there. And let's see if we pull over this section here. Come on, Chrome, cooperate with me. Go. So there's a bootcamp video kind of talking to you about like what bootcamp is, how it's digested, what all happened, but I will kind of give you the lay of the land on that. So with the bootcamp, let's see if we click right here, we'll take it. I think that's taking us straight to the playlist. That playlist won't be there. Well, yeah. Let's go to the website version. Here we go. All right.
What if I told you the reason you're not winning in trading isn't your fault? Until now. Welcome to the hardest game in the world.
All players accepted.
Your opponents?
Choose your player.
Muppets with ulterior motives.
We were just talking about them.
Malinformation, misinformation, and disinformation. But they're the least of your worries.
Pros have entered the chat.
Because there's also the smartest, most experienced, and informed traders, along with the wealthiest entities on Earth, using the fastest computers with the most advanced AI algorithms, designed specifically to hunt you. And you think your monkey brain can do it alone? Without code? Think again. The strategies taught here were passed down by market movers and extracted from the markets by algorithms. You'll be hard-pressed to find them in any other trading course or software. The signals provided by our algorithms are insider-level intel, undetectable by retail traders, thanks to our real-time order flow analysis engines. Evolving software coded by dual-skilled world-class programmer and futures expert quant trader Vinny Emini, who learned the ropes decades ago. Now, his edge is your market cheat code. The choice is yours. Stay on the treadmill to nowhere,
Downloading upgrade.
or leave the average behind
Full auto upgrade.
and become elite.
Content
Market
facts,
sheet
Japanese
installed.
envoys to visit Russian forums
Welcome.
free on Tuesday.
ALGO Box, the cheat code for the markets. Download your 2-week trial at algoboxpro.com. What if I told you the reason?
That's just for fun, because it is. I mean, it's fun. Shout outs to our awesome video edit team. That one specifically, big shout outs to Eddie, the greatest editor of all time. He's awesome. Thanks for putting that together for us. So if you're heading over here to our website, and at the top, if you hit the little drop down in the resources area and we click on training right here, here is your 8-day bootcamp list. Sorry, we are going to clean this up. I hate this. I literally can't stand this. This is not an Eddie, one of the world's worst web developers have put this together. It looks like absolute garbage. We're going to fix it up. Don't worry. But hey, it's free now, so go grab it. I mean, look at all this text everywhere. Like, what the hell is this? No offense. Pardon my ism. I'm a little frustrated this morning. Okay, had some things. Anyhow,
he said that he strongly
just pay no mind to the hideousness of this, but sessions 1 through 8 are right here, and they're free. Okay, but this will be behind a paywall, and it's going to be beautiful. And yeah, at that point though, you have to pay to get in. So right now, go watch it. 1 through 8. This is going to walk you through everything you need to do. Our goal. I'm going to put this in a way where we're going to go through the entire documentation, top to bottom. We're going to tell you how to get set up in video number 1. What I think practically a desktop space, workspace area looks like. You're going to know every single thing in 8 videos. Then if you want to go deep dive on any of those topics, you have chosen your 4 or 5 strategies. after your boot camp to go, hey, I really like the Enigma, I like the double dot, I like the headshot, and I like the PRZ cross or the Super AO. You're going to be empowered to know what you want to do. If you're a full auto guy and you love the stats and you love to analyze the entire performance report, if you are geeking out on the P&L reports, let's go here and look at ours for today. For instance, let's go here and click on the summary area. So here's how, you know, this worked out today to do 8,900 here this morning. Let's look at what that broke down to. I'll take this to go not always on top here. So profit factor, big one, right? 1.9. That means the winners were almost 2 times the size of losers. Okay, max drawdown, important. This is peak to trough. This is not just, oh, you know, took that amount of drawdown. Although this morning it did happen to be right and away. It was a tough morning there to get started there. And again, I had a lot of things on my mind here this morning. The no list is definitely piping hot. You could see the spread over the morning. Do not have to be perfect to be profitable. But yeah, if you're a stats nerd and want to get into all of those Sartino ratios, it's all there. And if you want to go into sharp ratios, 11.23, you want to look into the max adverse excursion, you're an MAE guy, or a max favorable excursion, all that type of stuff, then full auto might be for you. Finding out what times of day things run really well. You know, if you're like, we've got Don James is a fantastic full auto trader and really loves to, he knows the stats on different sessions of the day for different types of strategies that you can run full auto. Or if you're just a practical, want to sit down, press a couple buttons, take a couple trades, hit it and get it, but know that you're taking good trades, ALGO Box is for you. Right? So that's the practical stuff about the 8-day boot camp. You go to the academy at the end. After you get to the 8-day boot camp, you should be able to answer those 40 questions. If you can't answer them, then head over to our ALGO Box GPT. Also right there, we have a custom trained ALGO Box GPT where you can ask any questions, and you know how GPTs do. They'll give you thorough answers and tell you how and where to get information and all that. And of course, one of the most important areas to be is inside of our Discord. If you want to see stats of myself, other traders, you can pop up into the posted results section here. Let me pull the members section off here on the right. But if you want to see P&L stats from a lot of other traders, it's awesome. By the way, thank you guys for continuing to share your full reports. Participate with the crew. The more that you participate, the better you get. I have just seen that there's a direct correlation in the amount of time you spend in market replay and the size of your P&L. So if you guys want to come over there and check out some of those from our members as well, you can go and see those too. All right. I feel like I've answered all the questions. Did I miss any? How do I know this works? That's a good question. How does anybody know if something works? How would you know if something works? If you just saw me do it, would that be enough? I don't know. If you just saw a lot of our members posting their results, I don't know. If you get to use it during a 2-week free trial for completely free and get to use it completely unlocked, I don't know. If you have the opportunity to have one-on-one sessions with a mentor like me, I don't know. It's really up to you. I mean, how do I know that you're not completely retarded? Like, I cannot fix stupid. I have told people that before. All right. If you are a Democrat, or, you think that the COVID jab was still a good idea, or you're a person who took 10 boosters, like, you're too stupid to be here as well. And I have no problem telling you that. Have a great one. I will catch you guys in the next one Tuesday. See you there. Don't forget, we will be moving these off of the public area. They will be for premium members only soon. So take advantage while you can. I'll see you in the next one. See ya.